Philip Ingram's still with me. I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. Coming up, we are going to be talking about Ukraine with a former advisor to President Zelensky. Is it Zelensky's fault there isn't peace in Ukraine right now? Or is Putin actually the one who's responsible? Someone needs to tell Donald Trump. We'll talk about that. First up there, let's get back to the issue of social media. The government is considering social media curfews similar to the 9 p.m. TV watershed for children. The idea being that basically, kids are spending far too much time on their phones and they're sitting there looking at night. They're doom scrolling at night when they're in their bedrooms. And basically this is what's been considered by Peter Kyle, the Digital Secretary, as one of the next steps after the Online Safety Act, which we saw the final version of the children's codes published by Ofcom, the regulator, today. They require tech firms to carry out what they call robust age checks and ensure algorithms do not direct harmful content to children. I'd rather they didn't direct harmful content to anybody. The problem here is lots of people are pointing out on social media to us right now, Philip, and we've been talking about, is that kids know much more about this stuff. They're much more tech savvy than their parents. They'll be able to get around this, surely.
Oh, they'll be able to get around it very, very easily indeed. Some of the comments have said they'll use VPNs, and with a virtual private network, you can change the country that you're in, and therefore you can get around the rules. And there's so many ways that the kids will get round anything that they want to see on TV.
But you have apps. You literally have apps. I mean, they have these apps for men, men and women having affairs, where you can have a separate app which looks like it's just some boring techie app, which you open it has all your messages, and hides everything. I don't understand. He thinks I'm not having an affair. But there are so many ways for people to get around it. The kids share all this stuff. It's the same. Look, I mean, does that mean you shouldn't have rules about it though? Because in the same way that you're not allowed to buy a drink until you're 18, and yet somehow teenagers manage to find places to get drinks, but also have fake ID. I say North London going rate, two fake driving licence, 57 quid. Bargain.
But it is a deterrent, and I think there needs to be ID for certain things. Accessing, people buying controlled items online, people accessing pornography online, that sort of thing. There should be some form of verification. That'll put people off then going into it. But to legislate to stop children using social media in their own homes of a night, no, you can't legislate for that. You can't police
parents.
it.
So that's literally like take the phones away. But lots of parents don't do it. But then lots of parents. But then this is the point we were discussing the other day on the show.
Switch the Wi-Fi off.
What are parents left to do now? Because now the kids are getting fed breakfast at school. They're being taught how to brush their teeth. Some parents don't even. I mean, this is the thing I find. How lazy a parent are you? You're not actually, potty training your child. You want to be spending money on nappies until they're 4.5 years old? Are you insane? They cost a fortune. I mean, that is a level of feckless and laziness that defies belief.
Oh no, they want the schools to provide the nappies.
Exactly. Yeah, you and I are paying for the nappies, obviously. But this is the thing. Is there anything left for parents to do? And we were talking earlier. I watch parents on holiday with their kids. You're on holidays, spending time as a family, and of course everyone's allowed to have a bit of time having a look at their phone. And I use my phone for work purposes. But they literally sit down at the table. They order a drink, and no one speaks to each other. And I've watched families where the whole family is just sitting there. Kids have got headphones on or watching a film, and parents just move the laptop or whatever, and then put a plate of food in front of them, put their headphones back on, and no one speaks. And this is like in a fancy hotel. These aren't kids on some sink estate. These are supposedly privileged kids, and the parents literally don't speak to them.
And why waste the money going to a foreign country to go and visit and see bits of culture and all the rest of it? It doesn't exist anymore. This is the trouble. Society is falling apart, and we need to get back to good old-fashioned values. That's what will solve a lot of this.
I think the parents, those are those social experiments, TV shows where they take the kids, they take the phones away from the kids and the parents. The kids are in cloud nine. They're playing card games, they're running around playing sport and everything.
They're talking to each other.
The parents are absolutely horrified because they're missing their phones. This is a parent problem, not a kid problem.
Yeah, it is. But the parents now grew up with mobile phones, I think, just about, and this is just going to get worse. We need to bring an education system back in.
Talk to your kids.
Aimed at parents.
Talk to your kids. Give your kids breakfast in the morning and talk to your kids. I know this is mind-blowing.
And if you don't want to talk to your kids,
don't have kids.
Don't have them.
It's just so basic, isn't it? I mean, just a ban on mobile phones until the age of 16, which is what people like Catherine Birbalsingh and others are calling for. I'm coming round to that.
But I think the exemption could be you can have a brick. You can have the old Nokia 3310 brick that does.
Can we just all have a little moment for the Nokia 3310? Beautiful, beautiful, happy days. By the way, a battery that lasted 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Not 3 hours.
Exactly. So you get round all of those parents who are saying, "Oh, we need it for the safety because we don't."
My daughter had a phone when she was year 6, so the final year of primary school, and yeah, we gave her again a brick. So she could text us when she'd got to school and got, I mean, first time she was walking to school on her own. I mean, it's a 10-minute walk. Again, I was walking to school when I was 7 years old across main roads and things.
I did the same.
School holidays, I mean, genuinely, you'd be thrown out of the house at 9, told with a sandwich, told come back at 6 p.m. and don't come back in beforehand. Oh, every kid in the street would be out in the street for like 12 hours and no one cared.
Yeah, I'd out walking. You walk past the car bomb that was just about to go off because all that was happening my time, so we didn't have the mobile
different
phones
childhood in Northern Ireland.
Parents went, "Oh, you've got home before it went bang. Great."
That's a different level of protective parenting, isn't it? Oh, don't climb that tree. I mean, I want to talk to you about this electricity. We'll get to that. We'll come back to that. We're going to have to take a quick break. But I do want to hear from you on this. I really worry about kids being on their phones, what they're seeing. I worry about what adults are doing on their phones and what they're seeing. I mean, and certainly the porn, the violence, the pro-anorexia, self-harming, the pro-trans sort of cut off your boobs and your bits and take puberty blockers because that'll make you happy all of a sudden. I think all of that stuff is incredibly dangerous. But is a TV at 9 p.m. style TV watershed going to be the difference to this or not?